the previous video, we created our per breakdown structure for a project. So let's now complete this further. What are things we still need to do? Well, you need to estimate the duration of the activities you have defined in the work breakdown structure. You only need to do that, you are even only allowed to do that for those activities which are not bold. So don't enter durations for those main activities, only do it for the non-bold ones. You need to reason on what needs to happen during that activity, and you need to reason and to guess how long this activity will typically take. Like, let's take this first one here. Analyze the future needs. How will this happen? Well, you will have, as a consultant, talks with different people on the customer side. Yeah, their agendas might be filled up, so they might tell you, okay, next week Monday I have a slot for you, or this Friday I have a slot for you. So although this might only require one full working day, the duration will actually be quite longer, because you have to follow the possibilities people have with their agenda. So let's say we foresee 2 weeks for this. Analysis of the oatmeal environment, the same approach. Again, you need to talk with several people. Let's block 1 week for this. You need to analyze what needs to be migrated. Again, having a couple of appointments with people to understand what is actually required. Let's say 1 week for this. You need to design the new mail architecture. Let's assume that takes 2 weeks. You need to design the migration process. Let's assume that also takes 2 weeks. By the way, you can use letters such as D for day, W for week, M for month. Which letters you need to use can be different depending on the language you are using for this application. Okay, then we will set up a new mail architecture. So we have to wait for the servers to arrive, the equipment to arrive, network equipment racks. We have to install all those servers. We have to install software on it. We have to configure the software. This sounds like quite a lengthy activity, so I will give this a duration of 1 month. We need to develop the migration tool. This might be some software development. That's also something which needs quite some time, so it will also take 1 month for this. We need to define what needs to be done during the pilots. That's something which you can probably do in a couple of days. So let's say we take 2 days for this. We need to run the pilot. You should give the pilot enough time in order to really discover all the faults, all the errors which are in your new environment. So it would be wrong to limit this to, for example, 1 week or so. That's too short. So we will take 3 weeks for this. You need to evaluate the pilot. That's basically interviewing all the participants to the pilot and learn what was okay and what went wrong. Let's say we take 2 days for that. And you need to correct the errors discovered during the pilot. So your ICT engineers will have to take action. They will need time to do that. So let's give them, let's say, 2 weeks. Then we come into the operational phase. We need to extract the old mails, address book information and so on, calendar information from the old mail system and inject it into the new one. This is probably something you will do during a weekend or so. This should not take that much time. Let's say it takes 2 days. And then you need to turn off the old mail environment, turn on the new one. This should be a quick activity. Let's say it takes 1 day. There are some points in the work breakdown which should actually contain a critical step where the customer formally confirms he's okay with what you did. We should insert those. Those critical steps, they are called in project management milestones. A fairly typical one in almost every project is the one just after the design, when your design is available. It's from a contractual perspective very important that the customer signs off your design. So I go to line 8. I go here on the top to the line actions and I do insert to insert the blank line. I have no blank line there. And it will not really be a task, it will be a milestone, and that milestone is called customer accepts design. You should do something special with duration. Set it to 0. By setting it to 0, the symbol for a task, which is rectangle, changes into a small diamond. A diamond is the indicator for a milestone. Guess we should do the same thing after the pilot. It's quite important that the customer formally accepts the pilot. So let's go to line 17. Actions. Insert. And let's insert the milestone, which is called accept pilot. And give it a duration of 0. Now we are done with preparing our work breakdown structure. In the next video, we will now try to place all those activities at the right spot on the timeline. Thanks for watching.